There's a project that I've been wanting to do for so incredibly long now, and I figure Percy's Park over here is the perfect place to put it. We've got a path that goes to the Winter Fair, but we've got all this way to the Winter Fair, and this area is kind of unused. And I figure it'll be perfect to build a butterfly garden. Now there are a couple of things, of course. There is a forest over here, we need to clear this out a little bit. And of course we also need to design some butterflies. So while you go watch me design some butterflies, I am going to go clear this out a little bit. So these butterflies are going to be really very simple in design. They're just going to have a body and 2 wings, and I figured that should convey what a butterfly is well enough for in Minecraft. Now you may notice I have actually already designed the wings, and that is for a very, very good reason that will come back later, but basically this is our butterfly. Alright, as you can see I've cleared out the area, and I've also gone ahead and added the butterfly to our resource pack. If I hit enter at this little command, we should get the butterfly at our feet. Let's try. We got something. It's not quite right. Let's see what I did wrong. There it is! Look at that! It's working! It's a little bit in the ground, but that's fine. Let's clear some off the ground so that we can see a little bit better. Look at that! That's our little butterfly. I think this is pretty cool. I'm really happy with it. Now, of course, this butterfly over here is a little bit static, doesn't do anything. I need to sort of split up the model and make the wings separate from the body, and then we can maybe add a little animation. Alright, I've got a command here that will rotate the wings, and I never understand these numbers, so I'm just going to mess around with them. For example, let's see what happens if I add 1 to it. Oh, there you go. See, that's the wrong kind of rotation. That's not really what we want. So let's change that back. How about this one? Also wrong? Okay, well, we've got one left. There we go. I'm doing this for the left wing, but it kind of looks like I'm doing it for the right wing, because this is right, and that's simply means that I have this one the wrong way around, so it needs to be like this. There you go. And now that I know how this command works a little bit better, I can properly start implementing it also for the other wing. Alright, so I've done a thing that does not appear to be working. Okay, good to know. Or of course I'm a dum-dum and I didn't make the thing. It's still not working properly, but it does give us some information about what we don't want, doesn't it? Oops. Oh, that is not good. Now I see what's going on. I messed up the command. So this took me a lot longer than I care to admit, but now basically if I trigger this command, it will start flapping, and if I trigger it again, it will basically alternate between flapping up and down, right? Its wings. Let's actually give you a little better view from it from over here. Look at that. It's flapping its wings. Now to automate that. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly how I wanted this. This is beautiful. It's perfect. Wow. I mean, the thing is, it's not bad. It's just not good either. Oh, I might actually have an idea. Hey, look at that. I've done it. It's doing it. Okay. This is good. And I also think this is a pretty good animation. The method that I used to achieve this is also really interesting. Let me show you my function real quick. So basically, both of these things do exactly the same thing, only with different tags. Basically, this one figures out if we are flapping, and if we are, then we stop flapping, and if we are not, then it adds it, and when it's not there and we're not flapping, then it just stops the function. All of this won't run anymore. And this, well, does the same thing, only it figures out whether we flap the wings up or down. And then it runs all of this, which positions the wings in the right position. There may be more efficient ways of doing it, but this works, and I'm really happy with it. And I like it mostly because it's local to this butterfly. If we add other butterflies, then they can have their own separate thing. Basically, when we add more butterflies, and we will, this will prevent all butterflies from flapping their wings in unison. We'll have desynchronized butterfly wing flapping. There's a sentence I definitely knew I'd say when I started this project. So now that we have the flying animation, let's figure out how to make this little guy actually fly around, shall we? So I've currently set it up so that it'll just fly forward. Let's see if that works. Well, that's not exactly what I guess the answer is no, it does not. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's interesting. The wings are lagging behind a little bit, but it's working. It's working. I think I might know why it was doing that, and I think it's It's not fixed. Now it may be fixed. Oh yeah, there we go. I know why it was doing it. It's fixed. It's fixed. Okay. We got this. For those wondering, I was teleporting the body of the butterfly forwards, and then I was teleporting the wings to the body of the butterfly. However, that was still the old location, and so I needed to update the location by doing this. And now it works. Look at that. We got a flying butterfly. This is cool. You'll know it stops after a while, and that's because I don't want any rogue butterflies going around the park. And so let's have it figure out what to do if it hits something, a block or that invisible barrier behind me. Now, I don't know why it's... Okay, this is not... Whoa, this is weird. Alright, so as you're about to see, when this butterfly hits the invisible barrier, it's about to come in, it's going to flip around, go the other way around. There we go. See that? Which is of course very boring, so instead what we'll do is we'll have it go in a random direction. I think it'll be cool. But before we do that, I want to do something else first. I want to make sure that if it runs into a block, there you go, it turns around. So now we can detect when it runs into a block, and we can detect it when it runs into the invisible barrier. And that way we know that the butterfly is never going to escape and also never go through blocks. I mean, that would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? So basically it will pick one of 5 random directions to go to. And I genuinely don't know if this is a good way of doing it, but we'll see. It just stopped. That's also possible. Sure, why not? Wait, what? Why? Because of course I didn't implement it right. Yeah, that's on me. It should be about to hit the invisible barrier, and now it's going that direction. Okay, that's random enough. It looks very random. Let's see what it does when it runs into the tree. Or into there. Oh, it's stuck. But look at that, the butterfly. Oh, now the butterfly is stuck because it tried to get somewhere it can't go. Okay. That is something that we need to work on. But other than that, I think this is pretty cool. Oh, that's not good. Alright, so I have now been over here staring at this little guy flying around for quite a while. And I think I've got all of the edge cases, most of them anyway. Sometimes it can happen and you might be about to see it. Look at that, it did a little wiggle on the floor. He's trying to go down into the floor. And so I sort of fixed that because he could get stuck under the floor. Other than that, so far, I haven't really seen anything too weird, so I'm kind of happy about that. It looks like his pathfinding is doing pretty well. There we go, look at that, that's cool. So what I think I'd like to do is make it so that sometimes he can just sit down in a place. Oh, this is a weird, what's going on here? Oh, he is... No, he figured it out, he got out himself. Okay. Yeah, okay, I want to make it so that he can just sit down from time to time. Let's work on that next. Alright, so I've just done a whole bunch of work. As you can see, I've added flowers everywhere. Basically, what I've done, the butterfly, it will still fly just as it used to. And when it hits a random block, it'll just go in a random direction just like that. However, the butterfly can rest now on flowers. Look, there you go. He's resting on these peonies over here. And he'll do the same here on the azalea leaves. I think over here it looks at best because they are full blocks. You will notice a little bit of an issue here with these ones. I cannot really detect collision. He's on the pink petals. It just doesn't look like it because the pink petals, they do take up a whole block. And so this does look a little bit weird. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it yet. For now, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it as is. Something interesting though is if you get close enough to the butterfly while he's resting, then he will just fly away just like that. And so I recommend you do not startle the butterfly. And so while this isn't quite perfect yet, I am kind of feeling confident. I'm at the point where I feel like we can add more butterflies just like that one. The way that I made it should mean that it all works. Like I don't have to add anything extra. It should just work. But I'm really not sure. We're going to find out together, shall we? And here we go. Moment of truth. We have another one. Look at that. Oh, and they work independently from one another. This is so cool. I mean, I expected it to, but it's actually working. That's so nice. Let's try it again. Let's just summon a whole bunch more. Look at that. We're starting to have a little butterfly garden over here. This is so cool. Yeah, you can see that sometimes they do end up on the flower. Sometimes over there was one. Oh no, there's one over here. It doesn't. It's kind of floaty. It's fine. It's fine. I swear it's fine. Look at that. How nice this is though. Let's get some more going here, shall we? Let's see what they'll end up doing. Oh, they're all just going in a straight little line, aren't they? Alright, I'm really happy with this. This is so cool. A tiny little something that I just added is that they can also now change direction mid-flight. They'll just randomly go somewhere else, just change course. I thought that would be nice too. Oh, that one is just having a little trouble in the floor here. It is now a couple days later in real life, and I've been monitoring these butterflies on and off for quite a bit now. And I've made two changes. First of all, when they reach the invisible barrier, they, instead of going in a random direction, they get turned towards the center and they just continue flying from there. Of course, they can already go in a random direction of their own, and so that shouldn't lead to any issues. The second change that I made is related to the barrier. If they do end up getting out, which on very rare occasions was possible, they get teleported right into the center. And so sometimes you may see some butterflies glitching, but at least they fixed themselves now. And ever since making these changes, I haven't really seen any of them get stuck anywhere anymore. So I'm really confident about these butterflies right now. And I think it's time that we make them a proper little area over here. Originally, I was thinking of making a sort of greenhouse, an enclosed area in which they live with lots and lots of flowers. However, of course, they should be free to go as they want. And I suppose technically they can't because of the invisible barrier, but we'll make it lore of the park that they can, okay? And so we'll just have an open area over here. I was thinking of taking this path and making an additional path that goes around the area where the butterflies are. So I'm going to mess around with that a little bit. Stay tuned because I have another little surprise for these butterflies over here. Over here on the path that was always going to the Winter Fair, you may notice it now also goes to the butterfly garden. And if we follow it just a little bit past this bend over here, you can already start to see it. We have a wonderful little heart-shaped gate where of course we have a really cool butterfly garden. And instantly you can see some of the things that I did there. Well, of course I built the garden, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the little surprise that I teased is there are variations of butterflies. Now look, that one's different than that one, or that one. Earlier in the video when we were designing the butterflies, of course I said that I had already made the texture for the wings. It was mostly the shape of it that was important to me because I sent it out and I couldn't be more happy that my sisters actually created some of these butterflies, some of the textures. But my sisters made some of these, like that one or that one. There's this one over here as well, and there are more. That one is stuck now behind it, there you go. Anyway, this whole project got just a little more personal because of it. I'm really happy about it. As for the garden itself, of course it's centered around the invisible dome that the butterflies cannot escape. Something that I thought was a really nice touch is back here. They can go over here so they can adorn this little arch over here. I thought was really cool. And we just saw that with this butterfly over here. As for the garden itself, well, you can walk along the paths, of course, and enjoy the flowers. There is then also this structure in the middle, which is kind of an all-purpose sort of structure. If I want, I could use it, of course, for special events, but guests, if they are over here, then of course they can make this something that they like. For example, they could hold a picnic over here if they want. I don't know, it's possible. You can make of this what you will. I really love it. This whole area is such a lovely and calming addition to the park. I genuinely can, and I already have spent hours over here just watching the butterflies. It's so nice, I really like it. As for the butterflies, I made one more change to them, and that's that they can now randomly choose to sit on random blocks as well. Before they could only sit on the flowers, right? But now they can sit wherever they like, if they so choose. And that I think is for this video. I hope that you've enjoyed just as much as I enjoyed creating all of this. I am just going to spend some more time over here, I think, in the butterfly garden. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Goodbye!